Good morning, people in the south. Good day, my people in the east. And good afternoon, my lovely friends in the west. And our people in the north. Good evening. Today I would like to talk about something very interesting. Something that has caught my attention, but um, it has it's something that is very easily ignored, you know, something that could easily be ignored, something that um, does not seem to be quite contributing to our businesses, to our innovative thinking, but it does create a bit of distraction if we are not careful. And we tend to take things like this for granted because they don't seem quite crucial in terms of contributing to our thinking, our innovative thinking. And for today's episode, I want to talk about what sets you apart, or what sets your service or your product apart. What sets you apart, or what sets your service or product apart. In other instances, this is called a unique value proposition. So what's your unique value proposition as a brand, yourself, if you're a brand? What's your unique value proposition of your product or service? So the key word here is unique. We need to learn to be unique. Sometimes people think being unique is quite difficult, it's challenging, it's not easy, you can't just be unique. But already you are unique. Think about the number of people, the population of the entire universe. Not necessarily the universe, but the entire planet Earth, in terms of us being unique as individuals or humans. So you can't tell me it's difficult to be unique if billions of people can be unique to each other. If billions of people can not even be closer to become a replica of each other, you know? So there's a lot that we are not tapping from ourselves because we don't trust our uniqueness. We believe in monkey see, monkey do. We believe in if it works for AJ, then it might work for me, you know. We believe in me too kind of approaches, me too kind of businesses, you know. And this is quite disturbing to learn that countries of so much potential and talent cannot crack something like an individual unique value proposition, you know. Populations in countries like African countries cannot, like African countries are invested with a lot of talent, so to speak. There's so much talent in African countries that you cannot even imagine, and you get people still not believing that they can be unique not believing that they can. I'm speaking in a confidential voice. So we still get people that believe that they can't crack it on their own. And for today's episode, I just want to touch base on that and try to highlight a few things for people to see. I'm trying to move away from this confidential voice, but I don't know what's happening. It keeps coming back. Now I speak like, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with my throat. For some reason, maybe I need to be more comfortable. For some reason, the confidential voice keeps coming back. So this is our last episode for 2026. We'll be loading this episode on Friday, which is day after tomorrow, and it will be the last episode for 2025. The next episode will be, I think, the 2nd or the 3rd of Jan, Friday of the 1st Jan. First Friday of Jan, which is next year, 2026. So I just want to close it off with unique value proposition. Before I go on, let me just take this advantage and thank you. If you are watching this video, thank you for being part of this journey. 6 months ago, I started this channel. I actually started this channel in 2016, but I did not have any video loaded to the channel. But I had an idea of starting a channel like this. I still wanted to evaluate the uniqueness of the channel. How unique do I want the channel to be? I didn't want to replicate. I didn't want to repeat. I didn't want to copy paste. I didn't want to monkey see, monkey do on the channel. So it stayed for too long without being active. And then about 6 months ago, which was around May, June, I started to load episodes. The first episode went on, I think, exactly 6 months ago. From now going back, I think it went on exactly around 6 months ago. So today we're sitting on 30, this will be the 30th episode. So thank you very much for being part of this. Thank you very much for all the subscribers that we scooped. This is not an easy thing to do. Everything that is not easy, we always know it's taking you somewhere. I've already spoken about this in one of the episodes. So if you also want to start something unique on the YouTube platform, you should know that when it gets tougher, it means it's actually taking you somewhere. You should know that when it doesn't it doesn't grow faster than you anticipate, it's something that you should stick to. So I think this one have grown to a level where we did not actually anticipate in a good way. It actually exceeded our expectations. We expected the growth of this channel to be slagging a little bit behind by this time, but we're now sitting on around 40 subscribers, which is I think 20% more than what we expected. And this being the 30th episode, I think we have done well. The information that we've shared, a lot of people who did not know what to do, where to start, how to, they'll be able to see to it that they find some things to note from all of the episodes that we've loaded, and watch out for more in the next couple of years or next couple of months in the next season, and we will ensure that we continue to give you enough enough valuable, valid information that you can use to start. We don't have any rules here. We're only sharing um, business related information in a form of innovation and innovative approach. So whoever you are, no matter how young you are, whether you are in primary school level, high school level, college, university, doesn't matter. Whether you're a church member, it does not really matter. Wherever you are across the world, you are our target market. We want to speak to almost everyone. We want people to come out and start doing something different, because we want to make that impact with our unique selling proposition or a unique value proposition. So the topic that I'm trying to engage on today, which is unique value proposition, it's something that requires people to understand what is it to have a willingness to start and what is it to have a willingness to grow. So I started 6 months ago, like I said, but I registered the channel in around 2016, which was never active. But I had a willingness to start. I was able to stand up and recorded my first episode, which ran for about 8 minutes. And I wanted my episode to run for about 30 minutes. But the first one that I did for about 30 minutes went over by 5 minutes. It was on 35 minutes. So I wanted to keep the same standard for 35 minutes. So if you look at all our episodes are averaging around 35 minutes. So that is the standard that we keeping. And all our episodes are going to just be 35 minutes all the way through. So within the 35 minutes, I pick up one topic that I share, and then I explore my mind. I talk about that particular topic. For somebody somewhere in Africa, in South Africa, in Nairobi, I like Nairobi. Every time I give an example, I'll mention Nairobi. I just need to go to Nairobi. Maybe I'll stop this. Whether you're in Argentina, whether you are in the USA, whether you are in Australia, you'll be able to see this information. One way or the other, the information might come handy to you and be able to use it for your own benefit and grow a business. You never know. So you need to have some kind of a willingness to start so that you can be able to start building your unique value proposition. A willingness to start is an edge which mostly gets retarded by fear. So you need to have that edge to start. So even if it's small, you need to start. Actually, you are encouraged to start small, because anything small, it's quite manageable. It's quite easy to handle, so that you can grow it bigger and bigger, looking at your own capacity to carry it, So perhaps you're building a company, let's say, for an example. And like myself, I'm building an entity, which is going to take me time, I know. So I'm building, I'm not inflating, I'm building. There's a difference, As I'm saying this, something just ran through my mind, but I'm building an entity. So let's say you want to build a business and you have that willingness to start. So you need to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself in a way that you look around things that are going to help you to live your purpose. I don't think there's anyone who can go through a primary school level, high school level, tertiary level without actually seeing that they are good in something. There's something that you know. By the time you hit your final year at high school, you would have known what you're good at. So that is the thing. That is the thing that's going to drive you towards your purpose. So if you have that willingness to start, and you perhaps want to start building a business, start with something small, something that will help you live your purpose, so that you don't have to copy the next person and become a me too in business. It's not going to work. Because when you leave your purpose, when you do something that it's driven by your purpose, there's no way that you copy somebody else, because your uniqueness on this planet is linked to your purpose, which is for the people. Your purpose is for people. So, take on that challenge. Challenge yourself, go beyond the idea, and build something real, something tangible, something that you can hold and say, I built this thing using this material, that material, and I spray painted it, and so on and so forth. Have an idea, but go beyond having that idea by building that something that you thought of. So go beyond that idea and build something real. When you start building something real that is linked to something that drives your purpose, you will become unique. That's how you're going to have a proper, unique value proposition. Not just something that you don't know where it started. You're copying someone's talent to make it yours, which is not going to work. Challenge yourself. Build something real beyond the idea of having it. So I started the channel, like I said earlier. I started the channel because I know that I'm good at something, and I wanted to showcase that in a way that it drives my passion. And the passion is for the people, in a way that it also enriches me at the same time, So to avoid copying the next person's talent, do exactly what I said. Take it one step at a time. Because I mostly go through a lot of social media pages. I read a lot of news. I follow a lot of people on TikTok. I follow a lot of people on Twitter, which is X. I look at how people move. This includes Elon Musk himself, sometimes he copies himself, he copies other people, Yes, I accept, I agree, I admit, sometimes you need to copy a little bit here and there just to have a bit of a clear view of what exactly do you want to do. But you've seen it somewhere, but you don't know how they did it, So avoid going all out to take somebody's work or somebody's talent, abilities, and try to make them yours, because it's going to be difficult for you to maintain that, because it was never meant for you. It's not for you. It's not meant for you. You need to build your own and create your own value. So when you ask what's your unique value proposition, you know how you build this value. You'll be able to tell us freely without hesitating. There's a lot of people which are selling products, delivering services. When you ask what's your unique value proposition, they don't know completely. They don't know what that is, because they saw it somewhere, then they thought, this can make me money. Then they started working on it. Then they acquired customers. They pushed their level best to see this thing through. It eventually saw light of day, and eventually they started making money with it. That's exactly what is happening, especially in South Africa. We copy everything. If someone comes with something and we realize, this looks like something, it has never been done before, then they will copy you. They will copy it, they will copy you, and they will try to replicate exactly. They will even copy the colors of they take everything as it is to make it their own. Because you can't eat alone. That's how it's done here in South Africa. So avoid copy, because you have started how I said you must start. So like I said, if you copy I even mentioned that I've seen Elon Musk, sometimes we all copy. So if you copy for inspiration. Don't copy to replicate and do this exact same. Copy for inspiration. Go take that thing, look at it, how it's done, and let it inspire you to propel your ideas forward. The ideas that you always had, but you didn't know or you don't know how to move these ideas forward, how to implement these ideas so that they become something real, something tangible. You can go copy somewhere how they did it and then you go implement on your own ideas. That's why we have something called trademarks, copyrights, patents, and so on. They look into these things. Is it similar to this one? Is A similar to B? Okay, B, A has already started. This is exactly what A is doing. Go and change what you're doing because it can't be the same. A has already protected their idea this way. That's why those things came into play. The copyrights, the trademarks, and the patents. So this is quite important for people to know, for people to understand. And if you are based in South Africa, you will understand some of the things that I'm going to mention here that I've seen happening, and people who have copied, they've never went anywhere with this because they've copied someone's idea, they've copied someone's talent, someone's passion, they've copied someone's purpose. You can't copy a purpose. Purpose, it's engraved into your DNA. So you just have to find it. Get inspiration to push your purpose forward so that people can start enjoying your purpose, because your purpose was given to you to share with people, not to keep it to yourself. So this will assist you to be unique. This will assist you to find your unique value proposition. I've seen okay, before I say I have seen, I think a lot of people have seen this. There was a group of 3 boys in South Africa recently. Was it this year or last year? No, it was last year. Yeah, sometime last year. I think November last year also. October, November last year. Sometime around that time. 2024. There was a group of 3 boys. These boys were from Begersfort. They rode their bicycles from Begersfort all the way through to Cape Town. Do you know how far that is? From Begersfort to Pretoria, it's about 380 kilometers. 380 kilometers. For those who don't know, the area that I'm talking about, the geographical landscape that I'm talking about, it's around 380 kilometers. So the road from Begersfort, Pretoria, Bloemfontein, all the way through to Cape Town. I think in total, because I believe from Pretoria to Cape Town is about 1,500 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. So you add that to 380 from Begersfort to Pretoria, that leads you to about 1,880 kilometers. That's a very long distance. They did it, I think, in 2 weeks or so. I just don't have the right stats, but everyone in South Africa knows about this, if not the world. They were everywhere on social media, they were on the news, they were everywhere. So they rode the bicycles from home in Begersfort to Cape Town CBD. When they came back, they were cheered by everyone, from the presidency's office, the premier's office, minister of sports, everyone. They were cheered by everyone. Companies, agencies, everyone supported them. They got sponsorships, they got monies, they got checks, they got donations, they got all of this. They got all the attention that a normal human being might actually look for. So they got all of that attention. So this inspired a lot of young guys, and they copied exactly what these young boys have done. Exactly what I said. Look for what A has done, copy for inspiration, get inspired, do something different. Instead of going to start something different, they did exactly what those boys have done. They went on bicycles, many of them. Some even picked the same route from wherever to Cape Town. Then they didn't get enough support because people were like, nah, guys, come on. Some were riding from the whatever hometown they were from to Cape Town. Some were riding from wherever to Durban, different town, So that kind of commotion is not necessary. All you need to do is copy, use that as an inspiration to propel your own ideas forward. Do not copy the entire thing. You are creative yourself on your own, but you overlook that. They were creative by creating that because we've never seen anything like that before in South Africa. We were seeing that for the first time. So that was their idea, that was their creativity, that was the innovation that they came up with. Probably if they continue with this, because I've seen them now riding to Rustenburg, if I'm not mistaken, from Beresford to Rustenburg. So that's, if maybe they had to IP the idea, that would be the idea. No one else should actually do it. Actually, they can actually build this innovation into something very, very, very enormous. Something that can be done across the world. But what do? We undermine our own uniqueness, and then we copy exactly what the next person have done. We want to replicate it exactly as it is, with the same similar bicycles. And we will always want to be three. The guys who were copying, they always wanted to be three, same bicycles. So this is one of the things that I've realized, that South Africans, we are very creative, but we don't know it. So we wait for someone to come up with something so we can copy. Hence, I mentioned I registered my channel in 2016, and I didn't know what to upload because I wanted to avoid to copy exactly what other people are doing. I was very heavy on YouTube. I watched almost every South African, not necessarily South African, but most of the content that people had, especially African content. I watched almost everything. So I wanted something that is going to be unique, something that's it's going to make sense to my viewers, something that is not going to be a replica of what they've already seen, watched somewhere. Then there's another lady, there's another beautiful lady on TikTok from KwaZulu Natal province of South Africa, KZN. Her TikTok name, it's Madondo or Madodo. I think it's Madondo. Madondo rocked TikTok with, I think she trended for about a month or so. She had this accent, this British accent. She's a South African, a young beautiful lady in KZN, South African. She rocked TikTok with this accent. She can be able to reenact probably different accents, but she rocked TikTok with British accent. So she started posting her videos with TikTok with British accent. She's very good, very, very good. Within a week, Snare was being copied. Snare was being copied by everyone. Everyone wanted to rock the same British accent. People came with their own British accents. Why don't you bring your own Australian accent then. They want to do the same thing. They want to exactly what she's doing. They want to do the same thing. She in her enactment, she had a guy called James. So James is like more like a personal assistant to her, and then she acted like a rich aunt, with expensive vehicles. Everyone wanted to do the same thing. That's the problem that I had. Everyone to use that as an inspiration, but go look into your own ideas and see how that can inspire your own ideas forward. And there's a guy again on TikTok called Hoto. No, not Hoto. Homoto underscore 37. Homoto underscore 37. He's trending now, currently as we speak. Homoto, go search Homoto underscore 37. He comes and reenact an old man who likes younger girls, and he acts like an old man who likes younger girls, but he applies this app that changes his face to an old man. Now I've seen women acting to be old women who likes younger boys. It's just a mess. We use that as an inspiration to create your own value proposition. Be unique, be different. Find something different. I found something different. I found something that I do, something that I'm passionate about, something that helps me to live my purpose. That's why it took me time to start, because I was looking at different types of other channels so I don't repeat the same thing. An example, podcasts. One guy came up with a podcast, struggled a lot with building his own podcast. There were no many other podcasts because it came at the right time when it was during COVID time and everyone was indoors. We were locked down. We didn't know what to do. So YouTube was the only way out. So this guy got the most views across the globe, not necessarily in South Africa. His YouTube channel, his podcast got blew up during that time because everyone was on YouTube because we had nothing to do. So the only thing that we could do was to go in, and there was no any other content than him similar to what he was doing. Look what happens now. Everyone has got a podcast. They are doing exactly the same thing. This guy was inviting celebrities and interviewing these celebrities, asking them how their life has been as celebrities, how difficult things were, how easy things were, and stuff like that. Everyone who's got a podcast, they're doing the same thing. They invite celebrities. Some of the celebrities he's already invited. We've already seen them on his platform. We know where they were born, how they grew up. They invite them. They still repeat the same things. Still ask the same things that this guy has already shared first time when you saw him, which was something very unique, something good that we've never seen before, because we've never seen a sit down for about 2 hours that took us through a celebrity's life. This is just one example. And when you detach yourself from doing that, you become creative because you actually tapping into your own creative juices, and creativity presents itself to you daily because you don't have to copy. So when you apply your mind, creativity just presents itself to you on daily basis. Ideas just comes through. Instead of going through social media to see who's trending so you can copy, it's like you're lazy to think on your own. That's how things are. And that's how things are in South Africa in terms of a value proposition. We copy, and this means all the podcasters got the same value proposition. They're just going to copy that guy's value proposition and make them their own value proposition. That's the problem I have. So, the same goes to dancing challenges. People dance the same way. They give us the same dance. Different people, same dance. On TikTok, there was Uncle Waffles, who was DJ. Uncle Waffles is a worldwide pronounced worldwide DJ And Uncle Waffle started in South Africa, I think during the COVID time as well. She DJ'd with her pants down. So she had her underwear up, her pants were down. Everyone now is DJ, every female DJ DJing with, some they just DJ naked. They're trying to be unique, but they're overdoing it, you know. So this is the problem that we had. But this was our last episode that I wanted to clarify the value proposition. Be unique, build your own value proposition from scratch. See it grow. Make it difficult for other people to copy. Use your own creativity. It will make sense. So I think with that being said, I'll be able to see you next year instead of next week. So next year.